Okay, we're going in with this. Secret House against Frank. We against Frank on this show.
Fly Anakin.
Right. yeah, peace, man. Welcome back. Secret House Against the World, Tokyo-based, album reviews, conversations, and such. Other things also happen on the channel, but you can see our names down here at the bottom. Today, we're going to review the new Fly Anakin album, Frank. Yeah,
Frank.
man. 17 songs, 38 minutes. It's out on Lex Records. I was kind of surprised with that, but Lex Records is actually one of the illest record labels that has put out a lot of super fire albums over the last 20 years. Everything going back to like early Anticon shit, Subtle, Boom Bip, Tess was on there, Lolly Fortuna, Jaime's Basement, Nonprofits, Fogs, Danger Doom, Gnarls Barkley was on that, Gennaro Jarrell, Doctor Who That. Doom was on there. Willie is, you know what I mean?
I didn't
Goody
know
Mob
this.
and shit.
Man,
No,
knows
they're
history.
like the rap segment of Warped Records,
Like
right?
Koch?
Yes.
Like Koch
Right.
record back in the day?
I mean, they're iller than Koch.
My introduction to Lex Records is, I mean, I'd heard some of these, I'd heard all, like a lot of the artists that were on there, but this was maybe 10 years ago. My girlfriend at the time, who was not like an avid music listener at all, like didn't really know shit about music, like, I don't know if it was my birthday or something, she was just like, oh, I got this CD and I thought you'd like it. And it was like an album sampler for like Lex Records. And I was like, oh, I like most of these artists. Yeah. Thank you. I was like, oh, she just heard me talking too much at some point.
Yes, I mean, they're good. They're solid. And I guess one of the reasons I want to point out that it was Lex is that despite Fly Anakin having several other projects, several collaborative projects, I guess they're considering this his kind of
debut album.
I
can see that,
right? And that's probably important. That's probably important to this conversation, perhaps. But the way I like to get into it, especially for people that don't know us, I always like to start with us talking about our familiarity with the artist. So I have been a fan of Fly Anakin for years now, and in the Mutant Academy, he was on the homie CRAM's album like 4 years ago. And speaking of CRAM, I'm playing all beats off of him and Matatabi's newest collaborative project. I might have to skip because there's some lyrics on it by like Dexter Fizz, but you know, Fly Anakin and even Concept Jackson were on CRAM's album from a few years ago. So shout out to Japanese beatmakers. You know how we out here in Tokyo. I'll be rocking with him. You can find that in an interview with him on my podcast, Mega Late Show. You know what I mean? But yeah, Fly Anakin is dope. He's been him and Concept Jackson have been kind of my favorites within that community. But Henny Low, Big Kahuna OG, Uncle John, like all of these cats are just super ill. Nicholas F is also out there with them in Virginia, and I'm a big fan of him too. Pink Sifu, frequent collaborators, and on Fly Sifu's, the Pink Sifu Fly Anakin album, they give a shout out to my man Devin Morrison, another Tokyo cat. He's in Los Angeles now, but one of the illest out, man. I rock with these guys. I like what they do, and this is my lane. Their music is for cats like me who was outside in '97 when Killer Army dropped. I'm that guy. So I like them. How about you?
For me, I'm just gonna make this quick. I didn't know about Dude until I listened to the Pink Seafood album that you guys introduced to me. So
Okay.
that was my introduction.
Okay.
So
okay.
yeah, that was about last year. So it's
Perhaps,
only been like 6 months for me.
Okay, bet. Yeah, you got to go back and check out some of the other work too if you're feeling this one. But
Yeah, I mean, I've heard stuff he's worked on. This is my first time listening to a full project.
Oh, okay.
From start to finish. I'm like aware of Fly Anakin, but I think maybe it's just because I like don't fuck with Star Wars at all. I just had an aversion to actually sitting down and
you thought
listening
he
to
was-
a guy named Anakin.
yeah,
I was just like,
it's interesting. I don't know what like. I gotta admit, like there was a bit of aversion to him when I heard the name too. Like I'm not like against Star Wars, but I thought it was gonna be like some like. Shout out to my man Mega Ram, but I'm name dropping all types of people that have been on my podcast. Yeah, well, I'm one of the best. But yeah, name drop. But you know, I thought it was gonna be like maybe some like a nerdcore type of cat who rhymes about, you know.
he says he got
lightsabers
that
and
name
shit.
from a bar fight.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, like
He did some Jedi shit and he knocked somebody
you know
out.
what I mean? Force push somebody. I don't even know, but yeah. I'm a fan. I rock with these cats, man. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Frank. Okay, why don't you start, Jed? I talk a lot all the time, but yeah, I'm gonna try to hold my tongue a little bit on this one and let y'all get it off.
Yeah, I fuck with this album pretty heavy. You looking at me like that, Spade? I just like it, man. I like his delivery. I like his voice. I like the way he raps. I feel like even though he's not like mad weird or like out there with it, there's nobody that really sounds like him. Yeah. He's just really doing his own thing. I like there's a certain intensity and like urgency with his delivery on like every track here. Even on the slow tracks, you can tell, you know, he's rapping like his life depends on it.
Yeah. He's got like a relentless barrage of like perfect syllable counts, assonance, and breath control.
Right,
He's really,
exactly. His breath control's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Styles.
I like a lot of the beats on here. I don't like all of the beats on here, but I like a lot of them. Nicholas F is on here. He's one of my favorite rappers, full stop.
A weird, funny verse, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's Nicholas F. He's a weird, funny guy.
Check out Nicholas F. if you don't know him. He used to write for Drake.
Huh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I knew that.
Back when Drake was not Drake that we know now.
Yeah, right, I'm talking about
it
was like early mixtape
2000s
era.
Drake.
What? Drake doesn't write his own lyrics? Oh, I'm shocked.
Yeah. He takes himself seriously when he needs to, doesn't take himself too seriously when he doesn't need to. Album's like a healthy length for, you know, the number of tracks on there. I mean, there's a few skits which I could go either way on. Yeah. I think it's dope. I like it. I feel it. Thank you to the commenter that recommended it to us. All right, go on, Spade. Go on.
My God.
Go on, just do it.
I don't know if somebody recommended to it. I thought okay,
somebody in the comments. Yeah. Somebody in the comments,
I definitely wanted to touch this
Shout
one
out
too.
to that somebody who did it too. I've never loved and hated an album so damn much in my life.
Okay.
I really first, dude is rapping his ass off. Your cadence, your flow, your delivery, impeccable, undeniable. But how this project was presented to me just made me hate it. Like, yo, did y'all use a phase analyzer when y'all was mixing this, bro? Like, there's rules to this shit. Sometimes you gotta follow the rules. You can be innovative and try to do new stuff, but sometimes, dog, you gotta stick within the rules of mixing. Like the first song, love song, good song. It was spread so damn wide. Stuff was going on. It was just mental. It was taxing on my ears. A lot of these beats, I'm just like, bruh, I can't even hear your vocals. Can I get your vocals to sit on top of the beat, my guy? Cause you spitting, but I'm struggling to hear the lyrics at times. I'm like, bruh, what are you saying?
Maybe.
Matter of fact, it was so bad that I actually changed how I was listening to it. Cause I was listening to it on headphones. I'm like, okay, well maybe it's how I'm listening to it. I put it on the studio monitors. I'm like, bruh, this mix is just shit. And a lot of the songs are just great though. Like Wax Poet, samples way too loud on there, hurts my ears. Back to the Source, hard as hell, but didn't like the mix. Ghost, my favorite song. That was actually pretty good. Good mix on there. It's just hard. Everything was good on that one. Don't change the thing. Class Clown, could have been hard. Sample way up too loud on the mix. Mix was way off on that. Could have been hard. No dough.
That's a no.
Could have been hard. But the mix is off.
No, that's just crazy. You're tripping. You're tripping.
All my
No
notes
Dough
like the
is
mix.
so fucking hard.
It's a good song.
I feel like Concept Jackson rapped over that beat as well.
I don't know if I heard that.
There's a beat that, or it's the same sample, but it's a very, very similar beat. it was on like one of the Mad Lib Medicine Show joints, like Supreme Team, something with Carrie and Riggins.
Okay.
Grammy Snub Nose.
That beat's fucking crazy.
Hard.
Yeah, go on. Please continue.
Sample way up too loud, dude. Some of these mixes, I'm just like, bruh, it was a elegant steak dinner presented to me on the garbage can. Like, bro, it could have been so much better. Y'all send me this project, bro.
I can see your critique on that. You definitely like things to be mixed. Yeah, you're like an Astroworld type of cat.
This was intentional, and I see it was done intentionally. But I'm just like, bruh, like follow the rules at times, guys.
I don't know if I have the same idea about rules like when it comes to this shit. What it's supposed to sound like.
Because
when it comes
for
to
me, even like Anakin's delivery reminds me of like a guitar with distortion on it.
Right. Sometimes his voice gets lost. It's like
on a post-hardcore record or something where it's like
Do you listen to like the Sex Pistols and be like, "Yo, this is mixed so bad, like I can't believe it"?
I mean, some of
Like,
that shit is mixed real bad.
Technology did come a long
Yeah.
way when you listen to the Sex Pistols, and it was mixed terribly. It was. I'm just saying, objectively, it was. I get the
think
genius
that
in
these
it, but it
are-
was terrible.
This
I
is
think
also
there's a lot of
way,
aesthetic choices.
way better than
Yeah.
any Sex Pistols record.
Word, word.
There's my hot take of the
the
day.
Ramones, all that stuff wasn't mixed
Yeah.
well.
Apples and apples comparison.
I think you can have a legitimate gripe about the way some of these things sound, and I don't fault you for that. But I do think that most of these are aesthetic choices and the
They
vibe
are,
that he was
yes.
going for, and it didn't ruin the experience for me. The production on this album is so crazy. He has like a laundry list, like an absolute murderer's row of just animal
Amazing
producers.
producers, yeah.
I mean, Evidence, DJ Harrison, Foisey, Madlib, Obliv, Jay Versace, Fly Anakin himself, like Last Name David, Psycho Sid, like all of
that
these
Concept
fools are
Jackson
so
joint is
crazy.
with that was talking about earlier with the same sample
Yeah.
as on No Dough. That's it's him and Obliv.
Okay,
It's
bet,
two of
bet.
them. Yeah. They
okay,
have a
like
track.
like you said, Black Be the Source is just it's a ruined experience for you. I feel you, but like if you listen to Pink Sifu's verse on that, it's intentionally put in a place and with a distortion over it for a vibe. And that DJ Harrison, like that. What is it, like a short guitar loop that they're using? Like it creates an atmosphere for me that I actually fuck with. And like I said, I'm an underground cat. Like most of my favorite 90s albums were made on 4 tracks. So things like distortion don't ruin my listening experience. And I think that maybe he comes from that kind of, you know, a lot of the aesthetic choices that even they made on the Earl album, which you had the same critique of. Like I think these artists are making that choice, and it sucks that it ruins the experience for you. But for me, it's not a detriment to it at all. That Madlib joint it does sound like you're outside of the club where it's being
There's something
performed,
crazy
and
going
you're
in
like
the-
in
yeah.
the bathroom a little bit. I get that, but for me, I'm just like, yo, I need to ride around in a car or walk around in the city and drink a highball in front of the Family Mart to rock with this, because like so many of these
Family
beats,
Mart.
so many of these beats are crazy. So many of these are
I
crazy.
almost got hit by a taxi on my bicycle listening to that the other day.
Yo, like I
And
mean,
I think I would have taken that taxi out. I think I would have won.
I mean, you Black Be the Source. You got the energy. You know what I mean? Build and destroy.
Black
You
like
know
the
what I mean?
taxi that would have broken every bone in my body.
You know what I mean?
Shit.
Let me say though,
Enjoy.
actually, this was one of the first albums I listened to though that I didn't mind the interludes and skits. I actually thought the skits and interludes worked well with this album.
I hope you got that PS5
Yeah.
by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you
right?
did you get a chance to register for the chance to register? Yeah, I still don't got one. If anybody know, like hook me up. I've been looking and doing the lottos still. My whole clan got one. I don't have one.
I still got like 800 PS4 games to play, so
I mean, I just wanted just so I could be with the Joneses. My whole clan got it. They load into the games mad fast. I'm still at the screen. You know what I mean, they're killing people in the pregame lobby. What about me? No, but back to your point about the skits. It kind of gives gravity to the person that Fly Anakin is. It gives gravity to Frank, because the things he's talking about are like, he talks about
The Macy's car is hilarious,
the Macy's
dude.
card.
Me too. My
Oh.
credit got messed up.
Wells Fargo gave me $4,000 credit when I was 19, and I maxed it out at like Red Lobster and shit in like less than a year. And I let that go to you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean,
Messed up my credit
all
too.
that. But also the skit about him being on social media and what's required of an artist, and it kind of points that he's not here to have mainstream success, but he still wants the bag. And it speaks to his approach to music, where he's not willing to change the sound or his values and integrity with this rap shit in order to go in that direction, but he's still out here for the bag. And I fuck with that.
Me too. Totally.
And all of that is before we even get to like some of the bars that he's twisting up on this shit.
Dude spitting.
He's not your traditional. Excuse me. He's not your traditional MC that has like a punchline or like a super hard like, damn, that's crazy. But it like I said, it's like this
the way he constructs
continuous
things very intricate, is very
Cadence is
relentless.
crazy.
He keeps coming
Yes.
at you with, you know, these like sequences of bars. You know, Wax Poetic, he just goes for like a minute straight without breathing.
Right.
And he's like, the way he's manipulating these kind of words, you know, structurally. I don't have the bars to hand. I'm sure you have some examples.
I do, I
but
think.
it's, you know, I think it's incredible the way that he's able to do that. It's one of these things that I almost see it from like an instrumentalist's perspective. He's
what you said earlier.
It's not
really
just
true to
that
me.
he's like flying up and down the pentatonic scale. He's kind of doing things that could be easy, but with so much finesse and elegance that it shows like great technical competence at the same time. And it's the way he manages to be technically proficient without being overly rippity-rappity about it, and just maintaining this really strong sense of identity and having this really unique, cool voice and delivery that's mad dope to me.
What you said about his voice, or like almost like when you're listening to it, if you don't pay attention, his voice almost becomes an instrument, especially with the way that he can he constructs his rhyme schemes, which he has a variety of them on this, depending on the beat. He's clearly right into these beats, but sometimes he'll lay out this assonance flow that will carry on for like 4 bars, and it starts to kind of just turn into like, you know what I mean? And it almost with the kind of like the tone of his voice, you might get lost in it. And it took me a few listens to like sink into the lyrics on some of these, because his voice just becomes like a part of the mix, and the way that it's mixed as well, like you said, it's not over the beat a lot of times. It just kind of like it almost, I can see what you say, it almost takes something away from how intricately he constructs these rhymes. But
Dude gives a master class on cadence. And once again, if you would just had those vocals sitting on top of the beat, it'd have been awesome. But dude's technical proficiency in rapping, parallel to none. Like, as a person who listens to a lot of rap, you have innovated a new style. And like I said, it's not rippity-rappity. It's not so advanced. But, man, the way you ride the beat and you, like, project your voice, bend it, and, like, catch certain pockets, oh, man, I can't do nothing but give you
good at everything.
5 stars on that.
He's good. He's good. I mean, you watch him, like, the whole crew, actually, everybody who raps on this album performs crazy. You got and most of them, I guess, except for Nicholas F., even though he's a VA mainstay, most of them are Mutant Academy cats.
Yeah.
You know, he grew up with Henny Low and Big Kahuna OG, and everybody comes fire on this. Like, super unique too. They're like a Wu-Tang clan. They're not like a hieroglyphics crew where it's like, if you don't know A+, OPO, or Festo D, it's kind of like who is who. Right. This is very distinct styles. You don't mistake You God from Master Killer, and they're all so good at writing in the way that they do. It's a pleasure. This really speaks to me as in my underground sensibilities and their approach. They're one of my favorite crews, and it just goes off. There's not like you don't listen to it and be like, oh, this song is about that. I like the title is this, and he talks about the title. You know what I mean? Like, there's very few songs that really get across to that, other than maybe Black Be the Source.
Yeah.
But yo,
I mean, I don't know how much you can extend Grammy Snub Nose or Sean Price. I mean, honestly, the Sean Price thing, I mean, a part of it is my fault, and I guess this speaks to the mix on the album. At first, I thought he said "ain't shit" Sean Price, and I'm like, wait, what? Disrespecting the dead? Like, what?
No.
I know you say ape shit. You know, he's monkey bars. Like, yeah, I get it. You know, and there's apes.
Sean Kemp
like
got my Elias from a bar fight.
Sean ran a lot of ape imagery. You see it in like on his album covers and stuff like that. Rest in peace, Sean Price. Apes are not monkeys, but hey, whatever.
Right. I'm not looking to. I'm not looking to the bio.
I do wish that he had like maybe extended that out a little bit more, just because like Sean Price is dope, and like I feel like, you know, there's a bunch of posthumous releases, which I hate when that shit happens. I don't listen to posthumous releases, and it's like, yeah, Sean Price was sick. It would have been cool to see him doing a little more with it, other than just like ape shit.
Sure.
Where like, oh, okay, I see the connection. Like, yeah. Dope track.
Nobody vouched. I had to catch the couch. Lately, all my days been connected. I learned my lessons. Brody hold me down with the delicatessen. I'm something. Play his weapon. He's hard on that. He's hard.
Yeah, it's dope. Yeah. No, I'm just like, the track could have been called Ape Shit, and I wouldn't feel any different about it at all. When I saw it, I was like, oh shit, Sean Price. Okay, and then I just like wasn't really the key. You know, the conceit of the track.
Right. I'm never I'm never gonna hate on somebody giving some praise to Sean Price. I remember exactly where I was when I got the news that Sean Price died. Just a legend. But yeah, what do you guys think about what are your favorite beats on this? Because there's such a variety.
No,
like
no.
Sean Price is produced by Evidence. I thought you might like that because you really enjoyed the Evidence and Planet Asia album earlier
Sean
last
Price
year.
was actually good, but I think my favorite one is Ghost.
Ghost is up there for me. I mean, like I said, I'm a big Nicholas F fan, so that was
Oh,
an easy. Like Trick Dice is one of my favorite rap albums, like maybe ever.
Word.
That one. Like I said, No Dough for like 15 times.
I like Poisonous Primates. Okay.
That was actually pretty hard. Poisonous Primates.
Yeah.
Poisonous Primates is cool.
Foisey is so ill.
I'm gonna go with Ghost though. I'm gonna stick with that. It's hard stick. Ghost.
Love Song, like I don't really care about the lyrical content too much in Love Song Comeback, but I like that beat a lot. Of course, the Madlib joint, No Dough, Class Clown is one of my favorites, and
Class Clown was
Poisonous
hard too.
Primates,
Damn it.
super hard. But that
Ghost.
that DJ Harrison joint is just fucking nice to me, man. Like what he does with that is so clean, and they got the vocals, the female vocalist at the end kind of singing. DJ Harrison is super crazy. He's unbelievable. Are there any tracks on this you guys were not feeling?
I'm like whatever on Grammy Snub Nose.
I didn't like the Obliv joint.
The Obliv, okay, yeah. Like Grammy Snub Nose, I don't know. It was kind of, I guess maybe because No Dough comes in with so much intensity, and it's After Bread, which is a skit, and then Class Clown, which is an interlude. So you have like kind of a moment of downtime, and you go into No Dough where he's just absolutely flying over this beat. It's a very short song, and then he kind of just like pulls the rug again.
Sure.
And it's kind of just like, all right,
Sure.
cool. Like I don't dislike the track, but I was also just like, I wish he had kind of kept that momentum going for like a little bit longer. I feel like the album does lose me a little bit in the second half.
Second half is kind of
I mean,
dirgy.
it's 38 minutes long. It's not a long record. It doesn't outstay its welcome at all. And I do think generally I feel really, really positive towards this album. But definitely in the second half, I'm like, he starts to lose me a little bit.
I actually think the whole album production was good. There's not a beat in here I did not like. I just didn't like how it was presented, man. Like seriously, if you guys need some plugins, I will buy you some, like to get this popping. Like I was seriously all there, and I'm not even trying to shit on this album, but just the way it was presented to me, I was like, man, send me this project. I could have had this joint slapping.
Word. I feel that.
I'll be sure to send Madlib a text later and let him
we've
know
got a guy
Elspade's
here.
got plugins.
Right.
I got plugins for you,
Your beat
man.
sounded, Madlib. Sorry about that, but we've got a critique.
I got $50 for some plugins.
You got
for y'all.
Isotope? I can send you a crack, bro.
I know. Throw you some Waves plugins, man. Get some phase analyzers.
I'm sure he'll appreciate it.
Right. Foisey and all those cats actually.
Right.
Jay Versace.
Yo,
yeah,
Obliv, like, you want this?
Like, yeah. Sorry, Obliv.
We'll get some comments behind that
I feel
one.
it. I mean, I think the majority of the people that listen to this music kind of gravitate towards that type of sound anyway. So
I can see that.
But I understand because there were a few like that Madlib, that's an aesthetic choice, right? That I don't dislike, but it really does kind of sound like you're in the bathroom of the club where the song is playing a little bit. I get it, but it didn't take away anything from me.
The noisiness adds to it for me. I really, I mean, that's probably just because I like that kind of music. I listen to like hardcore, post-hardcore, shoegaze, metal.
Right.
I listen to a lot
Precisely.
of this kind of very like noisy music that is quite difficult to listen to, and I feel like that track comes in with so much like explosiveness and so much energy that if it had just been like super clean.
Take something away from it for me.
For me, the messiness is a big part of it.
I'm not saying it has to be super clean. However, it seems like on this album they was trying to recreate environments. Like if I would have heard one of these songs while I was in the club, in the bathroom, I'd be like, man, what is that? I need to get out the bathroom and do that. That would have hit differently than actually trying to recreate these atmospheres for me. It's like, yo, trying to capture this aesthetic did not work for me. Give me the project clean and pristine. Maybe add some air in there, make it dirty, much like that Tana Talk was. It was intentionally done dirty, the mix. But like some of these things, I'm just like, yo, bro, like the atmosphere you're creating just doesn't work for me personally.
Word. Whoop niggas' ass so bad they get their special move. It's fucking hard.
That's so hard, dog.
It's fucking hard. I fucking love this album, man.
Oh.
This actually, as it stands right now, this is definitely in my top 5 albums of the year. I know it's really early, but I don't know if this is going to move off. Overall, my ranking on this is around like a low 8. potentially like a 85% out of 100. I really like this album. There's a few misses on it, but as a debut and a fan of Fly Anakin, I really appreciate this project.
I
think it'll grow on me more too.
It's my favorite thing we've reviewed on the show this year so far.
Yeah, I might say the same. We haven't reviewed much, but yeah, I might say the same.
5-6 albums, yeah. I mean,
you like the Earth Gang more than this.
Yes, I like the Earth Gang more than this. And this album for me would be an album. High album.
Okay.
But an album because I just didn't like how it's presented. But
Okay.
overall, man, like keep doing what you're doing, Fly Anakin. I love your bars, bro. Your bars are impeccable. And once again, it's an aesthetic choice that I just don't like. So I'm not hating on the project. I would recommend this album to anybody. It's like teetering on the level of best album ever, maybe a 7. But no, I'm gonna go with album because that's how it's presented. I didn't like it.
Album, greatest.
best album ever.
Best album ever.
I fuck with this one heavy.
Yeah.
Secret House.
Secret House again.
Don't forget
Frank.
to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that little bell thingy. Shouts out to everybody in the comments who always shows us love and has hit the little bell thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's anything else you want us to listen to, let us know. Hit us up. We're glad to talk about basically anything, except for Donda 2. Don't ask us to review Donda 2.
Yeah, we don't do
Secret
that.
House.
Hit me up for those plugins.
I think if an album has 1 million plays, it's not an album that we should touch.
That's a take. There's no way that old doesn't have 1 million plays.
I was gonna say that. I'm like, bruh, are you sure?
The JPEG Mafia has
see,
1 million plays.
Okay, sure.
I feel, there is a degree of
arbitrary rule,
and I feel like we already kind of closed out, but
we could have if there's nothing else to touch, but this time there's the Elzai, there's a Lord Jamonti, there's a few albums that dropped around this time that we could have supplanted. We could have pushed the Benny out of the way to focus on one of the more independent artists.
I'm still down to talk about those, but
word.
Yeah,
we'll get to it.
I feel like there is also a pretty, maybe not
1 million
clean,
is,
but there is a delineation that doesn't need to be like a hard delineation between, is this something that we would talk about on this channel? Yeah, I think we would talk about the new Earl Sweatshirt. We would talk about Tyler. We did talk about Tyler. We would talk
true.
about
Earth Gang.
Fam, if you don't stop checking your damn stocks.
But
Secret House.
Yeah,
I feel you. We'll figure it out.
We're not going to be reviewing like a new Drake anytime soon.
Yeah,
but
we're not touching Pusha T either. But
Right.
yeah,
We not?
yeah. No, sorry. Unfortunately, we cannot.
Daytona. Fuck the alt right.
Shout out to CRAM, Matatabi, beats in the background.